Mitchell City Council. Today is October the 13th, 2025. I'm Mayor Jude Heeman, and to my right is our City Administrator, Edwin King.
Good evening.
To his right is our City Clerk, Amy Gunther.
Good evening.
To my left is Olivia Amlon. I was
Yep.
going to say something, but our City Attorney.
Good evening.
Amy, would you do roll?
Mr. Arlinghouse,
Here.
Ms. Berger, Mr. Dethridge,
Here.
Mr. Dietrich,
Here.
Ms. Knockhazel,
Here.
Mr. Pogiers, Dr. Rooney.
Here.
We have a quorum this evening, Council. You received a copy of the agenda. Is there any corrections?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Mr. Dethridge?
I second.
Second, Dr. Rodine. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Council received the minutes from September 15th, 2025. Hearing any changes? Mr. Dietrich?
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Arlinghouse. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. Next on the agenda is citizens and guests. Is there anyone that wishes to address council tonight? Yes, ma'am. If you'll come up and state your name for the record.
My name is Kim Trusty. I've been a resident for 21 years, and I am here because I'm very concerned about the safety in Fort Mitchell. Not just the children, but the people driving the cars who are then gonna be blamed. If anyone's noticed, we have kids on motorcycles, little motorcycles without licenses. They haven't been trained, there's no safety, and they're going right down the road, up on the sidewalks, wherever they want. Mrs. Crumpleman, 83 years old, almost got run over one day by one of them. Then we have the kids on the scooters riding down the road like this. You all know what I'm talking about, right? And when a car hits them, it's gonna be the car's fault, and it shouldn't be. There was recently an accident in Crested Springs, which many of you know. We don't have a helmet law. We don't have any training or safety for these children to complete or participate in before they can have these motorized scooters or motorized motorcycles. And I don't wanna see somebody die. So anybody who knows me would know that that would be pretty hard. And I'm here because I don't have any little kids, but I don't wanna see any of these kids get hurt. I don't wanna see an adult be blamed for something because a child is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I certainly don't want Mrs. Crumpleman to be run over.
I agree.
I agree.
Council, is there any comments?
Oh, I'd like to say I concur. I agree with everything that you've said. I think everybody in this room feels the same way. And from the city standpoint, we put safety programs in together for the community to come and visit. We've had the scooter derbies. We're posting things on social media. It's a challenge. It is.
And there is a helmet requirement. We do have a helmet requirement.
Ms. And it doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, I will tell you that even some of these other gentlemen that are here, that come to a lot of our meetings, we talk about this almost every meeting. We don't know, we're perplexed. We've asked the KLC to identify these. We actually think Frankfurt's gonna have to identify what these are. I think this technology, has changed so fast, and we can't identify what is actually the scooter, the e-bike, and it's easy for us to say yes, but there's no classification, to say this. I had my son attend a safety committee meeting, and one of the things that he said, he goes, if I'm on the sidewalk, all right, with an e-bike, there's many people that yell at these kids, not just him, but these kids, about getting on the street. And then what happens is when they're on the street, right, and to your point, they don't follow a lot of the regulations, to stop at a stop sign or whatever else. So therefore, then they quickly get yelled at to get on the sidewalk. And I think where your point is that the kids don't know where they belong, all right? And we know that a safety and different things, we have been very proactive with the schools, and we are trying. And one of the things we're trying to have the state identify what these are. One of the things I'm gonna talk about is, it's been announced in the paper about some widening of sidewalks. That'll be more pedestrian friendly, a little bit wider, and I think that will go a long way, but that won't happen overnight.
So I think that we could have Tim Pandalo at the school be required to provide training for these kids, maybe K-5 every spring, every single year. He's right there, we're paying for it, and, you know, maybe once every spring, all the children get trained and told what they need to do, so they know the regulations. And yes, I'm an avid walker, and I'm walking along, and I see two scooters come, and I move all the way to the edge of the grass, and the kids don't even slow down. They come at you like they're just gonna be in a race. And I yell, slow down, because you're right, the sidewalk is a better place for them, but they have to understand they're not the only ones on the sidewalk. So we've gotta do something, and the school is the best place where you can get all the students congregated together. Maybe send some notifications out to parents. Maybe have the Fort Mitchell Police drive around a little more in the areas that have higher population of these children that are on these, quite literally, motorcycles and scooters. Because we can't sit around and wait until somebody dies.
Understood. And that, you know, coming back from the League of Cities, it was discussed, every community is really dealing with this, and so this isn't a Fort Mitchell thing. Every
Erlanger's
community,
got it right now.
Erlanger, Edgewood, you know, Fort Thomas, they've all been doing this, and we are all looking for some common direction, for sure. Thank you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to, Mr. Entz, you're up.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for listening to me again. I'm here with my usual, like a directional arrow pointing to the left, so people exiting a certain shopping center don't go the wrong way. I believe in a chain of command. I saw Mike Daly, he's in Crescent Springs, he says, oh, we can't do it. I came here a couple weeks ago, and for whatever reason, someone said, it's not our problem. It is your problem. I'd like to share something with you. It's an arrow pointing to the left.
Okay.
Where is that? At the end of Home Depot?
There's the four-way intersection.
Okay, well, I just can't see, I couldn't tell where it was. It's at the Home Depot when you're leaving? Okay.
That's the end of it.
So it's pointing towards Pee-wee's, to the left, going down.
It's pointing to where they should go to get to 75. They don't want to go straight in the wrong way, and that's,
So you
Even
got it,
worse.
you got it what you're saying, you got it accomplished?
yes, I'm
Yes,
seeing
yes.
this tape, and
Okay.
I am disappointed.
Okay, I
No
didn't know.
one seemed to take my request, and I am remiss if I have not thanked the people who did have some signs put up, but that's after the fact. Hopefully, this will resolve the situation. No guarantee, but it was such an easy thing. I mean,
Well,
I
thank
saw
you
the
for your
guy-
service.
No, thank you for doing that.
He's the chief district engineer for Transportation Cabinet. I mean, this place is right on Buttermilk Pike. Enough said on that. I still am concerned, what are you going to do with that sign, that historical sign? Somebody said it's in storage. What are you storing it for?
It will be put up. We're waiting on, being able to put the post up.
I'm sorry. I
We're
didn't-
waiting on being able to put the post up at the park. There's some question about where it's gonna go. The sign will be up.
talking to the one at Ormsby? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishes to address council?
Stopping sign, you know which way to turn.
That's right. Okay. All right, let's go to the city attorney's report. Olivia?
Okay, all we have on tonight are two first readings. So first up, we have a first reading of ordinance 2025-14, which is adopting codification of, I believe, the updated ordinances.
Yes, for the new members of council, this is adopted every 2 years, right? And it's all the changes and different things like that, it's adopting them all together. Does that explain it right? I mean,
Yeah, it's
basically-
technically a supplement, so each year, the American Legal Publishing Group that codifies and publishes all of the ordinances will go through and say, here are all the things that we changed over the past year, and then they'll publish a supplement so that it all gets reduced to writing in a record somewhere and then changed on our website where these are all published.
Okay.
So this is the first reading, we'll be coming back for a second reading to officially adopt these.
Next up on the city attorney's report, we have ordinance 2025-15, which is amending chapter 31 related to compensation of next mayor and next council.
Council, this was brought up a few times in the planning session, and I want to make a point to say, this isn't about myself being mayor or you as being council members. It is about future people that are representing. You cannot do this within the same time as election cycle. So next year's an election cycle. I am not going to seek re-election. I am actually going to make an announcement very soon about seeking an election for our county sheriff. So I won't be seeking the mayor, but I think this is really important. The amount of work that this council does, and the mayor especially, it needs to be adjusted. In your council packet, we shared neighboring cities of similar size, other cities, and I think what we're asking to do, it not only justifies it, but it puts us within the same realm as some of these other cities. A neighboring city that has no employees really, or one or two, versus you put everybody together, including the fire department that has their actual employees, even though they're volunteers and things, we're close to 100. So that's a lot of responsibility for a mayor, and I do ask you to strongly consider doing this as a legislative branch. So, this is only a first reading. There's no vote, but if there's something that I can answer or anything later on, I'm happy to.
That's all I've got.
I'm sorry, go ahead, yeah.
In looking at the ordinance, I just want to make sure I understand it. So we're looking not just to increase it, but there was also language in there about tying future increases kind of on an annual basis based on CPI. I was thinking if I read it right.
So there's a lot of different ways to do this, and it's never a popular thing, Jeff, and one of the things that we thought we could do is by putting that, then future councils really don't have to go through it. Sometimes I'll say it, it's unpopular. You're giving yourself, this or future councils or anything else. I think none of us do this for the money. We do it for the love of our community. But there is a lot of time that we take away, and so that was something that I asked to put in, just that future councils don't have that stress.
Okay.
But yeah, absolutely.
There is a line, subject to this. Yes, there is a line that says, subject to the discretion of the city council during the annual budget process. So if there's a year where council doesn't want to do that, it's ultimately approved through the budget process.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was a workshop down at the Kentucky League of Cities Conference that we attended. It was a financial budgeting meeting that they discussed this item, because one of the discussions, I think, in the past that we've had here, is this not been changed for, well, you guys are in,
think it's
Long
been
time.
15 years.
I was 2019, and it's not changed, and so that just, most everything has an inflationary number, but that was one of the reasons, and again, council can vote it out versus having it incrementally.
So again, that's the first reading. So, okay, all right. I have quite a few things under the mayor's report. First, I want to discuss is authorization for a school resource officer. As you remember through our planning session, that we were in conversations with Blessed Sacrament, and Blessed Sacrament had some changes, and they weren't ready, at that point to make a decision, and they have come back with an ask that we would consider helping them with the resource officer. Of course, they can't just go hire one. They have to use a source like us, whether it's the county policing department, or the sheriff's department, or the city is the only way that they can really do this. We could hire someone and I'll call them sponsor somebody for the school and only use them during the school. But I'll give Officer Pangallo as an example. He comes in, he covers some vacations during the summer. He goes through some of his training for the summer. He goes through different things. And so this is not just about a school resource officer for, the winter months. We would plan on bringing this officer and use them, year round. We have an internal candidate that has expressed interest. He's an amazing internal candidate. We're hoping that the school, will go through a process of interview and like him. And if that is, then we have a process. What I'm asking for today is basically a motion to move forward with that. And by doing that, I'm eventually going to have to come up with exact numbers. I'm somewhere of about $80,000 that we will be coming, but we're going to have to, in order to do this, we will be amending the budget in order to do this. So we don't know who we're hiring. We don't know, do they need all the benefits? Do they need all these things? So we really don't know 100% of what all the numbers are until, am I saying that right, Chief? Until we know exactly who the person is and to do this.
So if we have an internal candidate, would we be replacing that person?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Okay.
And this is a good
So yeah, that's a pretty good rough number, of doing that. So,
Would Blessed Sacrament be contributing anything to that?
yeah, so quite a bit. And I'm sorry, I'll give you that. And I think that at one time that we kind of showed that down. This is very similar to, I think Holy Cross just went into, and was it Villa? They went in with the county, and it's a very similar program that they're doing. So.
Okay.
And the council received a breakdown, didn't they?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
Maybe
But
I didn't read
I
it.
think you, to double check, so the motion, a motion, and what I'm doing is, I'm asking you to authorize me to continue with discussions and go into a contract with the hire. So if you do that, now, the big thing is, with amended budget or anything else, I mean, we're all kind of looking at our expenses, and trying to say, okay, what can we pause, what can we not spend this year or anything else? I mean, historically, we've always come under budget, and things. So I don't think that this is going to be something that's really going to hurt us at this point.
I think if you look at it too, it frees up, like in the mornings and certain times of day where a lot of our trouble spots, it's the school with the traffic, let's Sacrament and Beechwood. This frees up an officer to be doing other things at,
Yeah, I see it as a very positive thing.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to explore this already with Blessed Sacrament.
So in your motion, can I make sure just it's clear that you're actually authorizing me to go into a contract? And I think that's right.
Make a motion that you're authorizing him to go or to enter into a contract for the purposes of public safety.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Dethridge,
a second.
second, Ms. Knockhazel. Is there any questions with that or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you. I think Blessed Sacrament, obviously, they'll be very excited to know. This isn't something that's gonna happen. I mean, chief, 4 months, I mean, something within that, there's a timetable, even if they like the internal candidate or they don't, I mean, we've got to start replacing that internal candidate and training and so on. So for that public safety, I mean, that's the reason that we're asking to do this. So, all right. Next under mine is fire department staffing. Council, there's a member that was an employee of ours. He was a police officer, and he became a fireman, and he moved away and is coming back. He excelled at his position, and it's somebody that he's already turned down some other agencies because he wants to come right back here, and it would be an amazing thing to do. His name's Kane Brown. And in order to do this, the chief came to me and said, hey, this really betters our department with this individual. It betters our department with, for safety and for everything else. And so we have, you all have allowed us to set aside a certain amount of part-time, a certain amount of full-time people. And what the chief has come through to do is coordinate and basically eliminating some part-time positions, and he would be filling it with a full-time position in order to do this. And so going forward or anything else, this has been an ask of his for a long time. It kind of allows us to try this version of a schedule, especially because we have the Kelly Day and everything else. If it doesn't work out, I'll bluntly say that the positions of the firefighting and everything else, they do turn over because, and we've all had different hires, they turn over and people are going somewhere else and, getting different monies, or they're looking for more runs or more activity. And he's somebody that if we pass up, and do that, I feel like it's a good timing for the chief to try this position out. And then if there's an opening, we can go back. But there is a budget impact. So I don't have the entire budget impact at this point, and it would have to come back when we would be amending the other budget. We would amend for this. But this budget impact, chief, somewhere with eliminating 2 part-times, but we have some things, it's probably close to a $70,000 budget impact. However, he's already eliminating some different things. Things came in cheaper, things going through, and he feels pretty strong that he can accomplish this without impacting the budget, with doing some things. And somebody leaves, right, it's budget neutral. So in order to do that, the only way, because that position is not eligible, it's not created, I'm asking you, I'm putting you on a spot to ask you to allow me to hire this person and create this, and then we would amend the budget and show the numbers accordingly.
So you're asking to be able to bring back an experienced person to our department at a time when sometimes I think we lose the younger folks to like bigger departments, right? So that makes sense to me.
In a business, it would be easy to do, right?
Yeah.
On a business strategy, I would probably go and grab that talent very, very quickly, because it's hard to find, and once that person's with someone else, they should be loyal to that other one.
And he served the city extremely well on both police and fire.
Correct. Is there any concerns, or I would need a motion to move forward with that?
I make a motion to move forward.
Is there anything else in that motion?
Say the motion to authorize you to extend an offer of employment.
I make a motion to authorize the mayor to make an offer to this individual.
I'll second.
Mr. Dethridge, Ms. Knockey, there any questions regarding that or concerns? And it is experienced. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone that opposes? All right, motion carries. Thank you. I know that's the right thing for the city. I truly believe that. The next, I have quite a bit on my mayor's report. So you kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but council, you know that we were listed as possibly for with OKI with things, and it kind of leaked out over the week. And I'm so excited. It not only were we accepted to get this money, this federal money, but it's 2 projects. And the 2 projects are clearly identified down Dixie Highway, that if there are sidewalks down Dixie Highway turning on to Beechwood Road. What I want to make sure that it's clear is that, you know, in the past, we looked at this and we had different ones. These are very different, and let me tell you why. First, the State Department is going to, and these are still approved monies, and they're good monies, they're going to redo the entire Dixie Highway from Buttermilk Pike down, and they will put curb and gutter, and it'll be amazing, but it will really stress. On top of that, we all know that we're getting new intersections at Buttermilk Pike and at Fort Mitchell, which is going to stress us even more. And to have these identified with OKI, I think it's a big deal. It's a couple $1 million worth of grant money that come in. The Beechwood, it is really clear we are not changing the sidewalk location. We're not changing anything, but there's 2 things. That the sidewalks stay where it is, so it keeps the yards intact, the walls intact, everything else, but it would be doing something with the utilities, and it'd be widening it out to the street. So, but
Puts the utilities underground.
correct.
Yeah.
But we would actually, the street, in order to accomplish this, the street does narrow just a little bit. And I actually think through the safety
Slows
committee and everything else
traffic down.
slows that traffic. There's a calming mechanism. There's all these things. So it's nothing into the yards. And I think this will really be a big thing for the city. We should be very proud of it. The timetable on this is engineering will not start until this time next year.
Yeah.
You know, August, September of next year. Construction will be even out another year from that. So it gives a lot of time for input. It'll give time for us to meet with engineers and architects and stuff like that, and meet with the residents. So, I mean, I think that's the big clear message is, you know, we are excited that this is coming, and we will be able to start working with people to be able to get that. Council, if you remember, I budgeted, I don't know how else to say it, a show and tell. Something that so we can get input from the residents, so we can get that show and tell. We are still planning on doing that, and we're trying to get permission to do that this calendar year. I think it's really important to get that out. Dr. Rodine, you had asked, spoke out about the people coming out of the underpass.
Yep.
So we've had our engineers, and as part of that project by the underpass, in extending the walkway on the other side, the opposite side of Woodlawn, we're going to try. What we're going to try to do is, did I say
You said Woodlawn.
not Woodlawn, Birdsall.
Birdsall,
Sorry,
okay.
wrong street. On Birdsall, what we want to do is from Birdsall to Pleasant Ridge. Since we're already there doing some concrete work, we're already there doing some things to take that part of the land. Again, from Pleasant Ridge to there, as long as we can get the state, it is something that you budgeted. So I'm gonna move forward with that and work with the engineer about widening there and showing the residents what this can be, and that we get that out. And I want to have that finished before December the 31st. Nick, he's giving the heads up, yes. So I'm very excited, and I think that'll be a great show and tell. And really, it'll show OKI, it'll show our engineers, it'll give us feedback from the residents, it'll give us things that we want in that short stretch.
So where are you widening when you come out of the underpass? You're widening on the other side where the grass, in the yard? So people can come out and turn left of it?
Yes.
Okay.
And we have the right of way, and we're working with the Hope, we have a meeting with Mr. Hope on Thursday. And so we already own the property, but
Okay.
we want to make it right for him too, and how we make sure the kids aren't cutting through his yard and
Yeah.
things. So I'm excited. I mean,
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
that those are big things.
too.
To be able to win that, I was hoping to announce that first here, but that was snuffed out by Link or one of them. So, all right. What else do I have? I think I'm finished, right? Yes, that is the mayor's report. Any questions?
No, it's good.
Mayor's report. Edwin, do you have anything?
Just one minor thing, as a reminder, the November meeting, please let me know if you're not able to make it. I think I've heard from everybody, and everybody is gonna be here. Fort Mitchell Magazine just wants to do a feature on the council, and they want a group photo, so. That's it.
Any questions for Edwin? Comments from council?
Oh, sad that Hero Night got canceled again. That was disappointing. Second year in a row. It's disappointing. I know. Sorry about that.
Amy, do you have anything?
Yeah, we're just collecting property taxes. We've collected about 15%. But that's pretty normal. Most of them come in the last week from mortgage or escrow companies. So,
Any of you have anything?
No.
Council, that's our meeting.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, adjourn.
Motion
to
by
adjourn,
Dr.
yeah.
Bodie. Second by everybody. Second by Ms. Notkazel. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned.
Thanks. Are we supposed to like color coordinate?